Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video onto the channel. In today's video, I will be going over 10 Pokemon games on mobile you need to try in 2024. So without further ado, let's get into it. First off, we're starting with Pokemon Go. This game probably doesn't need much of an introduction, but it's still worth mentioning as it continues to be one of the most popular mobile games around. Released back in 2016, Pokemon Go took the world by storm with its use of augmented reality and location-based gameplay. You walk around in the real world and encounter Pokemon on your phone, which gives it a totally unique feel compared to other Pokemon games. Whether you're participating in gym battles, catching Pokemon in the wild, or taking part in raids and special events, there's always something going on. The game gets regular updates, introducing new Pokemon and adding fun seasonal events, which keeps it feeling fresh. It's a great way to blend gaming with a bit of exercise, and it can even be a social experience if you join local communities. So if you somehow haven't tried Pokemon Go yet, 2024 is the perfect time to jump in. Next up, let's talk about Pokémon Unite, which is a bit different from traditional Pokemon games but in a good way. It's a team-based multiplayer online battle arena game, or MOBA, where you and your team of 5 Pokemon face off against another team in fast-paced battles. The objective is to catch wild Pokemon and score points by delivering them to goal zones. Matches are strategic and can get pretty intense, but they're also fun and rewarding, especially when you get to work together with friends. One of the best things about Pokemon Unite is that it's easy to pick up, even if you're not familiar with the MOBA genre. But there's still plenty of depth if you want to get really competitive. The roster of playable Pokemon continues to grow, so you can experiment with different strategies and team setups. Whether you're looking for some casual fun or competitive gameplay, Pokemon Unite has got you covered. Now, if you're in the mood for something a bit more relaxed, check out Pokémon Quest. This game is a cute and quirky take on the Pokemon formula. It features blocky, almost Minecraft-style versions of your favorite Pokemon, which gives it a charming and lighthearted vibe. The gameplay revolves around sending your Pokemon teams out to explore an island filled with wild Pokemon, where they'll automatically engage in battles while you manage their abilities and items. You also have a base camp that you can decorate and use to attract more Pokemon. It's a very casual game that doesn't require a lot of time or attention, making it perfect for short play sessions. Even though it's simple, it's surprisingly fun and has enough progression and challenges to keep you coming back for more. Next, we have Pokémon Masters EX, a game that's all about teaming up with famous trainers from across the entire Pokémon series. This game lets you collect pairs of trainers and their signature Pokémon, known as sync pairs, and battle it out in strategic 3-on-3 combat. What makes Pokémon Masters X stand out is the nostalgia factor. You get to interact with iconic characters from the main series games like Red, Blue, Cynthia, and many more. It's also pretty engaging from a strategy perspective since you need to think carefully about how to build your team and utilize each sync pair's abilities to their fullest potential. The game offers a lot of content, from story mode to limited-time events and co-op battles, so there's plenty to do even after you've unlocked your favorite trainers. Now, if you want something quirky and offbeat, then you've got to try Pokemon Magikarp Jump. Yes, you heard that right, an entire game based on Magikarp. In this game, your goal is to train the weakest Pokemon of all time to jump higher than any other Magikarp. You raise and train your Magikarp, feed it, and send it to competitions where the only thing that matters is how high it can jump. The game is incredibly simple, but that's part of its charm. It's surprisingly addictive, and there's something oddly satisfying about watching your Magikarp grow stronger. Plus, it's a great game for passing time since it doesn't require much effort or attention, so if you want a fun distraction that doesn't take itself too seriously, Magikarp Jump is worth a try. Moving on, let's look at Monster Masters. While it's not officially a Pokemon game, Monster Masters borrows heavily from the monster collecting formula that Pokemon popularized. In this game, you capture and train monsters, then battle them in turn-based combat. The gameplay is simple but strategic, and there's a decent variety of monsters to collect and evolve. You can also battle other players online, adding a competitive element to the game. If you're a fan of Pokémon-style monster collecting but are looking for a new twist or just something different to play, Monster Masters is a solid choice. It's not as deep as some of the other games on this list, but it offers enough to keep you entertained for a good while. Next on the list is Coromon, another monster-catching game that's clearly inspired by the classic Pokémon formula, but with its own unique spin. It has a retro pixel art style that brings back memories of the old Game Boy Pokémon games. In Coromon, you explore a large world, solve puzzles, and catch a wide variety of Coromon with different types and abilities. The game emphasizes puzzle solving and exploration, which adds some extra depth compared to more straightforward monster-catching games. It's got a nice balance of nostalgic charm and modern gameplay elements, making it a great pick for anyone who loves both Pokémon and retro-style games. For those looking for a similar vibe, but with its own unique world, try Drakomon. This game feels like a blend of old-school Pokémon and new ideas. You explore an open world filled with various Drakomon to catch and train, while also battling other trainers along the way. The graphics are bright and colorful, and the gameplay captures that nostalgic feeling of playing the older Pokémon games, but it still adds a fresh twist to the genre. If you've been missing the simplicity and charm of classic Pokémon games, Drakomon is definitely worth your time. Let's not forget about Monster Trainer, Catching Game, which also draws a lot from the Pokémon playbook. As the name suggests, it's all about catching and training monsters to build up your team and take on increasingly challenging battles. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it adds enough variety to make it stand out. The game has straightforward mechanics that anyone can get into, and it's great for anyone who wants a familiar yet fun monster-catching experience. If you're looking for something to scratch that Pokémon itch, Monster Trainer could be the game for you. Finally, we've got Pokémon Café Remix, a charming puzzle game that's all about running a cafe with your favorite Pokémon. The gameplay revolves around solving puzzles by linking Pokémon icons to prepare food and drinks for your Pokémon customers. It's a very laid-back game, perfect for relaxing after a long day or when you just want something light to play. The art style is super cute, and you can recruit a variety of Pokémon to help out at your cafe. Each Pokémon has its own special abilities that can help you solve the puzzles, so there's some strategy involved, but it's mostly just a fun and casual experience. If you love cute games with a slower pace, Pokémon Café Remix is the one to try. And that's it for our list of 10 mobile Pokémon games you should definitely check out in 2024. Whether you're looking for something competitive, casual, or just plain fun, there's a game on this list for everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you